format was wonderful. All right, so Temur Delver here as our last modern deck of the day. There's a number of decisions in this deck that I'm weary of, but we're going to play Magic and see how it feels. The first is that I'm not really convinced Force of Negation is a 4x playable card. So in Legacy, Delver gets to play Force of Will as a manner of protecting its threats. And the fact that we can't use this card as a free counterspell to protect our threats on our turn is a big deal and makes it significantly worse than Force of Will would be. Second is that I'm not convinced that Nimble Mongoose is a modern playable card. I think this card is likely going to be bad for a lot of the same reasons that Geist of St. Traft is bad in this format. While this card is more mana efficient than Geist of St. Traft, obviously, the fact that it's a 3/3 in a format that's very heavily creature-based, I think is going to mean it's going to leave a lot to be desired a lot of the time. Delver of Secrets has evasion, and Tarmogoyf is much bigger than a 3/3, so it can attack it on more boards. Second is that I'm not convinced Flusterstorm is better than playing Spell Pierce or Dispel. So in games where we board in Flusterstorm, that's going to be something we're going to want to be thinking about. Like, how are these cards lining up as opposed to what else they could be? Quote 69 is going to get a lot of mileage today in this league. I just can't keep this hand, right? It's like 4 lands and no threats. I feel like this card's going to end up being bad cancel a lot of the time, like just 3 mana negate. Just because, like, this deck does not have a lot of card advantage in it, so 2 for winning yourself on Force of Negation is going to be bad a lot of the time. If Opt was Brainstorm, this hand would be gas. Yep. Yeah, this deck just really looks like... This deck really looks like someone wanted Temur Delver from Legacy to be good in Modern. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And this is where I would put my Brainstorm if I had one. This deck's playing Tarfire because it's a tribal spell, which gives Tarmogoyf a boost. Counts as a card type for Tarmogoyf. After nearly 2 minutes of waiting, my opponent has returned. Oh, look at that. We've got a threat and a Force of Will and a blue card. Let's do it. One kind of concern I have with this list, actually, looking at it, there's no sorceries in this deck, which means our Tarmogoyfs are frequently only going to be 3/4s. One of the reasons why Tarmogoyf is so good in... Well, my opponent mulliganed to 4. One of the reasons why Tarmogoyf is so good in, like, green-black rock is because they have 1 mana discard spells that let them get, like, 4 card types in the graveyard quickly. Can't Force of Negation that one. Can't Force of Negation that one. Yeah, I don't think we can beat Dredge on 4 cards. We might get a 4th deck in today if this one's a dumpster fire. It's like, I'm not even supposed to attack, right? Because if I attack, they just, like, get to do their Golgari Thug thing. I think I just hold up Mana Leak and pass. I've got 3 Surgicals in my sideboard and a whole lot of Prayer. Oh, you're right. It does. It does. So blocking with Thug doesn't actually do anything for them. Good call. Look at how close we are to enabling Threshold, chat. Look at my geese. Look at my geese. I appreciate my geese. Oh, they're Bridge Vine. Okay. Sure. Sure. It's not, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We are still likely incredibly dead. Was I supposed to, I think maybe I was supposed to bolt this in response to this. They mulligan to 4, Burgle. No, there aren't hard and fast rules, Chewy. Like, everything in Magic, it's contextual based on what's going on the board, what's in your hand, what else is in their graveyard. How do we steal carry? If this isn't Archmage's Charm, this is a bad card. This is not Archmage's Charm. I'm not convinced this card is good in Modern. Especially not as a main deck card. Like, just sitting here watching my opponent play creatures while I stare helplessly at this useless card in my hand is like such a... This first game is like such a poetic example of like highlighting a bunch of the issues I felt like this deck could have. I would love to reveal a Tarfire. Thank you. All right. This is it. We're doing it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I believe this qualifies as it. Oh yeah, Tarfire upstairs. Tarfire upstairs. Yeah, ops being Serum Visions would probably make sense. Hey, I agree with that. They would help the Tarmogoyf, and they would help Flip Delver on occasion. The goose is loose, chat. Don't let him tell you otherwise. The goose is here and he's wonderful. Opponent's going down to 3. Got him on the ropes. Got him on the ropes. Put your dukes up. Huh? Are you dead? Huh? Huh? What say you, opponent? Force of Negation could be Seer Missions, maybe? Watch them kill us, right? Oh no! Oh no! They might actually kill us! Don't do it! Don't do it! Be unlucky! Be unlucky! Oh no! They're going for it. Oh, I didn't. Why didn't I? I forgot this card has text. It's fine. It's fine. I can mana link this one. It's fine. I can mana link this one. It's cool. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. I can mana leak the Hagark. Everybody chill. Everything is fine. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. We could still lose here theoretically. Maybe. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. So they get a 2/2. Oh, no, yeah, we might be dead. They need to find, they get to cast the Hagark again? Yeah, I think we're actually dead here. These are the best, because now people are like, this video, see, I messed up this first game so I can give validation to every mouth-breathing Temur Delver lover out there who's like, but Jeff, Temur Delver's wonderful. If you would have just countered the Altar of Dementia, you would have easily won the game where your opponent mulliganed to 4 and didn't do anything. It's not that Temur Delver is bad, Jeff. It's that you didn't counter the Altar, Jeff. Yeah, we're actually dead here. I mean, like, obviously I could have forced their Altar. Obviously I could have forced their Altar. But, you know, this is... You did the horror movie equivalent of saying, let's split up. Yeah, basically. So for people who haven't seen the opponent's deck go off before, we played it yesterday. It's awesome and super powerful. And the opponent's deck is everything that's good in Modern, unlike our deck. They loop casting this card, and you know Hagek's busted because it literally says right on the card, you can't use mana to cast this spell. And the most busted things you can do in Magic is cast free things. That's the most busted thing you can do in Magic, is cast spells for free. So they use this Altar here to mill themselves with Hagark, and then they fill the board with a bunch of 2/2s, and then they mill us out with the Altar. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in here. How much CHU to stream entirely in your Temur Delver mouth breather voice? That's not currently a service we offer here. I mean, I guess this technically kills the Altar. It really sucks that I punted there, because we almost certainly can't beat this deck in 3. Winning 2 games in a row. We really needed to not throw the game where they mulliganed to 4. Predicting what happens with the Modern ban list is incredibly difficult to the point of impossible because the way in which Wizards of the Coast manages the Modern ban list is not consistent. I want these search. I feel like so many of my cards are bad, I don't know which ones to cut. Like, am I supposed to leave in Force of Negation in this matchup? A couple of them, maybe. I can't really cut the goose. I need to be able to kill them. Like, there might even be an argument for boarding Hexdrinkers in, just because I need to be able to attack. Gosh. Turn 1, Nimble Mongoose. Turn 2, Tarmogoyf. Hold up, Mana Leak. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at how powerful and unfair our deck is. I will go out on a limb and declare can't lose. People are asking about potential bans in Modern. I wouldn't spend too much money on Nimble Mongoose because this card's a real powerhouse. It's likely going to terrorize the format to the point where it has to be removed. Alright, I'm tapping out on 2 and casting Tarmogoyf. Hopefully I get a turn 3. There's no basic mountain in this deck. The greed. It's like wild Nakata, having Nakata flashbacks. Oh, Tannen, you're lucky you just showed up. The first game was more comedy than magic. Oh, no. Oh. Yikes. Well, and just 4 more short cards here. Our Nimble Mongoose will be all the way up to a 3/3. Can't block. Very scary. Super menacing. Oh, shouldn't have tapped the red source because I don't have a basic mountain to fetch. I was thinking I wanted to fetch basic mountain, but that's not an option in this deck. Opponent is really good at getting threshold and should consider playing Mongoose. I agree. Oh, we should put some dredge cards in our deck, chat. Duh. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, second Vengevine. Bloodghast. What a completely reasonable and beatable series of cards. It feels like my opponent and I are playing different formats. Ooh, do they not have creatures? They don't have creatures? We're so lucky. We're so lucky, chat. This was a viewer submitted list. I had a lot of people submit. I rejected the first Teamer Delver list, and then I had another person submit it, and I had another person submit it, so I finally accepted one. It's like one of those, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and get this over with type things. Just so we have, like, 1 to point to. And then my favorite part is, I'm sure there will be plenty of people who will be like, but Jeff, you made a mistake. But Jeff, this is the bad version of Teamer Delver. There's the secret good version that you're not playing, Jeff. I would love to reveal Opt, thank you. I would like you all to appreciate how incredibly powerful my deck is. I'm about to attack for 6. Everybody stand back. Oh, and we have Force of Will. And by Force of Will, I mean a card that doesn't do anything because my opponent's going to cast creature spells. Woohoo! Oh, we got him now. We got him now. Force your removal spell. Woohoo! Look at that. Look at that 2-for-2 value. We are truly a mastermind. Storm count is 2. Yep. Thanks, Moto. I appreciate you, Moto. Storm count is 2. Thanks for keeping everything on the up and up, Magic Online. Yeah, this build of the Bridgevine deck with these dredge creatures in it seems incredibly clunky. That's true. It was like strictly better Force of Will. Magic Online's like, I see you have Steam Vents in your deck, Jeff. Are you sure you didn't intend to register Burrells? Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Ayo! Look at that. Look at that, chat. We'd be 2-0 undefeated right now if I hadn't punted. Look at that. Punted the first game. Still in it to win it heading into game 3. We would have won. We would have won that darn. I would have won too if it wasn't for my meddling inability to play Magic Online correctly. We're on the scoreboard. And I'm pretty sure we just beat the best deck in the format. Ergo, we have the best deck in the format. I'm gonna put an extra force. Let's put the forces in on the draw. I'm gonna betray the Tarfires that just saved me. So, like, this is a good Magic hand. Unfortunately, my opponent's, like, not really playing Magic. Hey, Tefri in training. Thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, I mean, like, do I keep this? Because it's just, like, it's a good, like, is it, I'm gonna keep it. I don't know that I'm supposed to mulligan for Force or Surgical. There might be an argument for mulliganing for Force or Surgical. The worst part about playing fair mid-range decks is having to mulligan hands with spells and a game plan. Yeah, I agree. Just like, yep, this is not fast enough. Yep. That's definitely part of why I do the split days, Rook. Reveal this. No, I think I actually want to Thought Scour here because I really don't want to draw Forest. This gives me 2 fresh draws. Give me a fresh draw on this and a fresh draw for my turn. How does getting only one How does getting only one zombie work, though, Zach? Don't they need 2 to get going? They need 2 untapped creatures. They didn't have a land in their hand. Oh, survive my attack. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, it may or may not be right to offer this trade here. So, they ate my Delver, but the Delver exiled their bridge to do so. I think that's a worthwhile exchange, especially with this in play and another one in my hand. So there's really no point in bolting this, because like I'm only gonna get in 3 points of damage anyway, so I might as well just bolt their face. And then now we'll bolt it at end of turn, because bolting at end of turn gives me a chance to hit them for 6 in the air next turn, which is nice. If the second Delver flips, I'll get to 6 them. And then I can Mana Leak the Stinkweed Imp on the way back down the following turn. Yeah, and if the Delver shows us a bad card, we get to go ahead and crack the Scalding Tarn. Flip. Am I in for this? They already kind of have, like, what I would want to do that to, right? So I think I'm just shuffling it. I think I just, like, am looking for Snapcaster Mages at this point. No basic mountain in this deck, being incredibly awkward again. I have Mana Leak too, which is nice. Although Mana Leak's probably getting burned on the Stinkweed Imp this turn. Double Delver Flip might actually run them out of this game. We might be about to win this match 3-0. Cast a Stinkweed Imp. Do it. Do it. Do it. And do it. And do it. And do it again. So I think the plan here is bolt, Mana Leak their Stinkweed Imp, bolt their Dome, attack them to 3 or 2 or whatever, and then if we rip a Bolt or a Snapcaster Mage, we kill them next turn. And if we don't, we have them dead on board. I'm watching this on mute and do not understand why you're dancing. You can dance if you wanna. To send gear, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Does Modern Phoenix have a controlling style? Not really. Do I want to Mana Leak this? I don't feel like I do, right? Yeah, I'm only doing Magic Online today, Jensen. I have to be done streaming by like 12:30 or 1 o'clock, so this is probably the last deck. Modern decks are a minimum $25 donation. Did I just let this happen? could kill us if they bin bridges. That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leak this. No, I don't want to bin it because I want to bolt their dome here. So this way I can draw a burn spell and kill them next turn. Oh, that's awkward. I guess I should have played this tapped last turn. Alright, then I'm hoping not to die. Remember when I cut the Tarfires for more Force of Negations? Remember when I was like, post board, we're on the draw, let's put more Force of Negations in? Anybody else remember when I did that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I didn't shock this in to hold this up because they have a Bloodghast in the bin. So if I shock this in, I'm dead to a land. But I would have been able to hold this up had I sequenced my lands a little bit differently the previous turn. Wait, did they just sacrifice that to then put the same card back? They didn't. I'm not sure they thought, oh, they want to dredge here. This makes sense. All right, they hit a bridge. They hit one bridge. They ditched a Vengevine. Land, creature kills me. They hit two bridges. We're probably dead here. We are probabilistically dead. They missed that they could recast Gravecrawler, unless they have one in their hand. They have one in their hand. Okay. Yeah, still no Hagark, but like, this mills 8 and this mills 6. So they get to flip 14 more cards over here. Let's put their hand up top here. This is as big as their graveyard gets. 6 more. Well, and actually this is the last of it, right? Because they can't make any more unless they have a land for Bloodghasts. They can't. They need 2 creatures in play to play the Hagark, right? Please be dead. 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 Hoo-hoo! Lucky, lucky, lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Beat the best deck in the format, become the best deck in the format. That's how this works, right? Temur Delver just won that match 3-0. Punted game 1. Won the next 2. Casually punted game 1. Win the post-board games. 1 without ever drawing a surgical extraction. We're kind of a big deal. We're kind of a big deal. You owe the Mongoose an apology. Yeah, we were just flexing game 1. We knew we had it. We knew we had it the whole time. We had it the whole time. See, Hogarth deck ain't scary. Ain't nothing getting banned. It's fine. No, we won the match, Bob. Bob thinks we lost. Temur Delver's perfect. It's busted. This is going to be the new hot thing. Okay. Goyf Goose for President 2020. Yeah, Bob, there's an Izzet Charm in my hand because my deck's perfect. In fact... Hey, look! We found a matchup where the fact that we have to fetch shock and then play 2 Horizon lands in a row doesn't matter. We're so good at this. We're so good at this. Maybe I'm supposed to jam Goyf there. Maybe I'm supposed to jam Goyf there. We won 3 games in a row, so we are out of anecdotal evidence range. You can say without a doubt this is the better deck. I agree. I agree. My sample size is huge, just like lots of other things I have. So we have nothing but the biggest and the best sample sizes around here, chat. You know, Declan, when we took Declan in for his 4-year checkup last month, we actually found out he's pretty small for his size. He's like 30th percentile for like height and weight. That's actually pretty bold. How would you like to be pierced? Small for his age. Small for his age. I did say small for his size, didn't I? Small for his age. Are we winning another game? Chat, I think we might be winning another game. Is anybody else concerned here? I feel like I should be a little concerned. "38 months, that's long enough to be considered legally married." What's going on, Marty? It's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map. So don't try and kill infect creatures inside of combat. You'll be very sad. So infect is a tier 2 deck at best, so there's not really a stock infect deck. Man, they're gonna have a second mutagenic growth, and I'm just gonna be very sad. They're gonna like have second mutagenic growth and a protection spell, and I'm just gonna die. If they have another free spell here, good lord. Oh, the pride cometh before the fall, chat. Kill me! This has become immense. Am I actually just dead? I think I'm actually dead. Yeah. This card is so much better than Scale Up, it's unreal. This card is so much better than Scale Up, it's unreal. Like, maybe you play both, but, like, the Infect list we played had cut Become Immense for scale up, and, like... Sure, I technically could have used it in the mode you're describing. That's true, but I wanted to kill their threat. Hey, Alpa, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree, Bob. They had to have exactly another mutagenic growth there, right? Because they had to have a spell that used mana, because I could mana leak one of their 2 things. They had to have 2 more pieces. I think what Scale Up lets you do is Scale Up lets you, like, not play... Scale Up lets you, like, not play 5. Scale Up lets you, like, not play 3 Become Immense because they're awkward multiples. Alright, so I need to cut 5 cards here. Mana Leak's kind of mediocre because it's not super mana efficient. I think I want to just trim some of my cantrips. I think this is fine. Let's try this. The fact this configuration doesn't really have more removal in the sideboard makes this matchup seem maybe not as good as I thought at first glance. Alright, so if there's not a land on top of my deck when this Delver triggers, I'm going to scour myself. Valakut was playable. So ideally, we flip, we scour ourselves, draw a land. Set this goose loose. Alright, Delversky Poo. I'm believing in you. Don't let me down. That's like the actual worst. It's just like not a land and also doesn't flip my Delver. Well, shoot. It's okay, we'll just force their infect creature. Oh, wait, this card doesn't counter creatures because it's bad. Right, got it. Excellent, glad we can have this conversation. Bolas! Coming in hot with the half of your support, I appreciate that. Welcome back, thanks for keeping me around. I like the opponent getting in with the Noble Hierarch, just like acknowledging the fact that, like, we have a Waterlogged Grove and they could win with normal damage. I've got all these free spells, chat. How could I ever lose? We got decimated in the first game of this match, Burgle, so we might be about to lose to Infect. Well, I guess I have an okay clock going here. If we hit like a red source in the next turn, I think we could be okay. Especially with the Alpine Moon to shut the Inkmoth off. I guess if I hit Alpine Moon to shut Inkmoth off, we like might be in the range of like a keep a playable hand. That's true. Nimble Mongoose is slowly working his way towards graduation. Opponent's got 6 cards in their hand. Scale of 1 to dead. Where do you think we're at? Sure. Red Rover, let Inkmoth come over. You better watch out. I've got a 1-1 for 1. Nimble is coming to town. Hey, Owl Knight. Will do. Thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, opponent forgot to animate the Inkmoth in response to the rebound trigger. That bodes well for the home team. Am I dead? Am I dead? Tell me if I'm dead. Tell me if I'm dead. I made a note here. You'll notice I elected to force the Spell Pierce as opposed to forcing the Become Immense again. And the reason for this decision was because I wanted to be able to exile both of their spells, because exiling both of their spells is meaningful in the face of, another Become Immense. I'm gonna attack with just these and leave this back as a blocker now. Sure. Oh no! That's an 0-4, chat. How are we ever supposed to beat an 0-4? It's not fair. Cut my 3/3 some slack. Yeah, if we can just draw a red source here, we get to Alpine Moon and turn off their only Infector and, like, actually be in a pretty good spot. Fetch land. Our deck would probably be better with Wasteland. I agree. Alright, we tried. Oh, magic. Am I dead? Oh! Ho-hoo! Ho-hoo! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Don't pierce me! Don't pierce me! Don't pierce me! Don't do it! Ink Moth Nexus. Okie doke. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The geese that also set the geese loose. That also set the geese loose. Turn 7, play land number 2. Go. Oh no. Oh. Oh. We tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter anymore. The full emotional spectrum. The full emotional spectrum. Maybe they don't block. Oh man. All right. On to the next one. Hey, win, lose, or otherwise, at least this has been a good league of Magic the Gathering. This is definitely gonna be the last deck of the day. They got at least 2 more matches here. Need to be done by about 1 o'clock, which is 90 minutes from now for me. Did they play Scale Up? I don't think so. They definitely killed us with Become Events. Time to give Wizards money. Break out the checkbook, boys and girls. We've got some booster packs to buy. Holy gosh. We've got Delver, Brainstorm, Force of Will. This hand's great. Can't lose. Welcome to Legacy. Such powerful Magic the Gathering cards. They are so strong. So strong. Discount Brainstorm budget for us, yep. We did not. We got slaughtered by Infect. Lost 0-2. We 3-0'd the Busted Graveyard deck and lost to Infect 0-2. Up is down and down is up. Temple Garden, eh? A Temple Garden strategy, eh? What are the odds this Force of Negation effectively doesn't have a text box against turn 1 Temple Garden? That's the real problem with playing 4 of this card in your main deck. I feel like this card is frequently just like not gonna have a text box in this format. Copperline Gorge. Okay. I would like to flip to that card, and then I would like to not draw it, please. That sounds miserable. Oh no. And here's the thing about Force of Negation that sucks. Even if I hadn't cast this opt, I couldn't force this path to exile. It's not a legal play. You can't cast this card for free when it's not your turn. Or when it is your turn, sorry. Look at our Mongoose, chat. Isn't he sweet? I'm just gonna cast, like, a Knight of the Reliquary and, like, look at our 3/3 and laugh. Alright, so I'm going to pass with just bad cancel up here, I think. And then end step will scour and up. Obviously, I could be missing points of damage if I, like, draw cantrip into a... what's it called? Like a Tarmogoyf or a Delver or something. But I think I want to just hold up Force of Negation for its actual mana cost here. Alright, I'm going to take this opportunity to cast my bad cancel on a creature. I'm going to use this opportunity to effectively use this to counter a creature. So for the record, I don't think Force of Negation is a generically bad card in the format. I think if your Modern deck was previously playing copies of Negate in the sideboard, Force of Negation is probably better than playing copies of Negate. It's just like, you know, alright, yep. It's a completely reasonable and beatable card. What is their deck? Some kind of Naya mid-range blue. Again, remember, Modern is the format where a majority of people are playing their sweet pet decks. This idea that just because something it could be Kiki Cord, actually. They played Eldamari's Call. It could be Kiki Cord. These are all cards that Kiki Cord has played, historically speaking. Set my people free. Hey, Mac Devil, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, that's a good observation, too. This deck is playing not only 4 Force, but also 2 Spell Pierce, which means in the creature matchups, you have a lot of cards that really don't do anything. Zafa! Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Jeffrey the Time Traveler would like a word with you. Ain't that the truth? Burgle bringing the hot fire. Hey, Baconer. Thank you for Baconator. Baconator. Thanks for the 13 months today, right? I appreciate it. Welcome back. We are actually factually playing against Kiki Cord. That's kind of funny. I feel like the fact that this Delver deck isn't playing 4 Snapcaster Mage is also kind of hot nonsense. Like, situations like this, anytime you've hit 4 mana in these decks, Snapcaster Mage is like basically the best card you can draw at all points a lot of the time. So like not having a bunch of copies of my best card seems loose. They're down to 8. They're at a virtual 6. If they just draw their business creatures, we're going to be in trouble. If they keep drawing Court of Callings and like Eldritch Revolutions and stuff, Force of Negation is going to be pretty good. Yeah, they had an Eldamari's Call that we countered, which is a new card. You replace 2 forces with 2 snaps. Yeah, some mix of them. Some mix. Force of Negation has consistently been worse than just playing Cancel. It's just been consistently worse than just playing Cancel. This is like a creature matchup here where like I have a bunch of cards that like aren't very good, but I don't have a lot of good cards to bring in. This is probably a matchup where these Flusterstorms are going to be much worse than Dispels. Maybe I just want to bring in Negate for that reason. Very easily, Aaron. We 3-0'd Bridgevine in the first match today. It was not close. So, Court of Calling frequently gets cast on your turn. So you can't use Force to tag it unless you're trading 3 mana for it. So, it's really inefficient to hold up 3 mana to try and counter an effect like that. This is probably a matchup where Hexdrinker is pretty good. Ah, the old basic Forest Izzet Charm opener here. We did try a basic Forest in Just Case Tendency, didn't we? Oops, that was wrong. Yeah, I could have spent a lightning bolt to kill their card that cantripped, but that was kind of symbolic of everything else that was going to happen in that match. J Bags, thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Mongoose just really is not good in matchups where creatures are bumping into each other and all around. Sure. Probably German. Alright, maybe the rest of their hand doesn't do anything, and we can, like, draw a force and kill them. Welcome to Modern. Enjoy your stay. This is actually a matchup where force is really good. This is a matchup where force is really good. Oh, I could have cast Tarfire. Yeah, and that's relevant because it takes a turn off the clock, right? Didn't matter. Large parts of Modern are just not getting to actually play your deck. Hey, look, it's a matchup where Flusterstorm can't even come in, but Spell Pierce would be great. I guess I want to keep some of these to finish Planeswalkers and kill their goblins. I mean, like, again, for the record, I don't actually think this matchup's that bad for us. Especially with the forces to kind of, like, let us tap out early and not get just hosed. We've got a couple of Nature's Chants here, too. It's just like, that's like, games like that are just part of taking your lumps with this format. Alright, so I'm going to go turn 1, Scalding Tarn, pass, so I can hold up Spell Pierce. So I don't want to get Chalice of the Voided. Fetch basic island, opt. I don't want to Thought Scour on one, because I don't want to run the risk of Thought Scouring my basic forest before I can fetch it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm actually keeping this. It lets me set the goose loose really quickly. Is Back to Nature a better option with Graveyard Hate, or do you like the dual casting cost of Nature's Chant? I mean, Back to Nature does... Am I forgetting what Back to Nature does? I want the Nature's Chant notably destroys artifacts too. Naturalize is probably a better for comparison's sake. Oh, magic. Right on time, Force of Will. I think I force this just because it lets me use my mana and I can't hard cast this. Maybe it's right to use Friend's Charm. I don't know. I like that Charm. Like, if I draw Tarmogoyf, I can still cast Charm in the same turn. I don't think I really care about this for now. Hey, Punisher, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate the support. Welcome back. They put, like, Chandra and kill my Delver, I'm sad. Yep. I'm gonna breed. I can't cast as a charm. There's a Blood Moon right here. It says you cannot cast as a charm. Alright, well that went from really long and interesting to brutal and short very quickly. Yeah, exactly, Burgle. It is, Morrow. It is. I think the big takeaway from decks like this is there's just really no meaningful reason to play a deck like this instead of playing Grixis Shadow. Like, Grixis Shadow is already an archetype that struggles to be competitive in Modern, and this deck is very similar while doing a lot of things that Grixis Shadow does, but worse. So, like, generally speaking, if you're going to take a deck and make it worse to be cute, you usually want that deck to be tier 1 to begin with. And like Grixis Shadow is like, struggles to stay up there and compete with what else is going on in the format. Like, the mana in this deck is like clunky and painful, and you don't get paid off for the mana being clunky and painful like you do in Shadow, because you don't get to play Death Shadow. Tarmogoyfs are frequently too small in this deck because there's no sorceries in it. All the decks I play on stream got a fish, or got a flesh. Our viewers submitted deck lists for those part. You can feel free to submit a deck you'd potentially like to see played on my website here. I Thought Scoured past my basic forest, and I drew my basic island. So if they have Path to Exile for my Tarmogoyf, I don't even get to draw land now. Or are they a blue-red deck? That'd be good for me. Okay. Aria Flame seems sweet in the Phoenix decks. I like that it's an alternate angle of attack that doesn't lose to Graveyard Hate, like Pyromancer's Ascension loses to Graveyard Hate. If you're someone new, you can always type ! card name in chat to get a direct link, or to get the card text of the card. Battle Rage me, daddy. We could die here. This is modern. We could die. Actually, I'm just gonna force this, right? Two for 1 year Battle Rage, so I can 1 for 1 year creature. Oh no, we're gonna get pierced. Yeah, I am just doing modern today, Razor Factor. I'm ending early because Christy and I are taking the kids up to a water park for the weekend. And then I'm playing a tournament on Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be off after this. Is gonna be my last match today, actually. And then I'll be off till Monday. Has a mutagenic growth, yep. Yep. Well, at least I didn't get trampled over. If I didn't have the force, I would have almost died here, right? If they had one more instant and I didn't have the force, we would have died. So, I mean, I guess force stopped us from dying. I don't know that we can win this game. I guess if we draw a bolt or a Tarfire or like a Snapcaster Mage that we only have 2 of, we could maybe be okay here. Alright, I get a redraw at a burn spell. Any tips on getting started with Linux? Yeah, my recommendation would be to check out Linux Mint or the latest Ubuntu LTS, which should be 1804. Just do it would be my recommendation. Wipe out whatever computer that you use or dual boot it, and then like only use Linux for a week. Just force yourself to figure out how it works. Make sure your hardware supports Linux is a good suggestion too. If someone commenting on drivers. It's not Linux's job to support your hardware, it's your hardware's job to support Linux. And like, I have a Tarmogoyf that can never attack into this 04. NVIDIA drivers are really, really good on Linux. The closed source proprietary NVIDIA driver is fantastic. For people taking notes at home for my suggestions on how to fix and improve this deck, if you right click over here, there's the second option, and it'll ask you to confirm, and then you just confirm, and that's definitely the best way to approach Temur Delver in this format. You haven't installed CUDA. I have no need for something like that. I just play video games on my computer and do video encoding, and the NVIDIA driver works great for video encoding and stuff like that. So maybe CUDA's not great, but I don't know. NVENC works well. I have installed CUDA. It's great on Linux. God bless you, Burgle. That's going to be it for me today, folks. I really appreciate it. I'm taking tomorrow off, and then I'll be back on Monday. On Monday and all of next week, again, I'm going to be doing 2 modern decks to start the day. We're at the point in the standard season where it seems like people are pretty spent on standard content. The numbers are down for that format too, and the deck submissions have really slowed for modern. I think there's like less than 20 standard decks in the queue, which is like a week or a week and a half worth of decks, if that. So I'm going to keep leaning into doing a little bit more modern next week, and then we'll be sure to ramp back up into more standard stuff when the new set drops on July 2nd. Remember, if you are interested in standard still currently, be sure to check out the Nerd Rage Gaming streaming, twitch.tv/NRG series. Hopefully, I will be doing well on one or both days, and I'll get some camera time while playing Naya Feather. Remember, if you want to see more content for myself, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel. We've streamed a bunch of modern and standard recently, so you can find all of that there. If you prefer to stay on Twitch, I'm going to give a refresher. I think Ali is on. Who's streaming what? Diva's streaming modern. Let's send you her way.